Hi everyone, just doing my usual audio check before the live stream starts. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad. I'm using StreamYard, which last time I did StreamYard, the audio was actually pretty good. I hope that's the case now. I'll be back in a minute when the counter is counted down. Okay, greetings. Welcome to my postponed from Sunday night, and now going ahead on tonight live stream. It is open lines, meaning I'm inviting anyone that wants to join in. Come on as a guest, just say hello. I'll put a link in the live chat. I'm going to pin that message. It's not essential, but hey, I'm doing this live stream for a couple of hours, and it could make the stream a bit more enjoyable if you want to join. I do have a video of how we can do that. I'm not sure how well that's going to go. If anyone thinks, how on earth do I join this live stream as a guest? And just say hello. Say, Bobby, you're doing a great job. Bobby, you're doing a terrible job. Why don't you look at this, that, the other? I've got a little video to play out. This is how you can join on StreamYard. Unfortunately, the only way I can get the audio to play, though, is through my mic. So, and of course, if you're just tuning in, want to say hello in the live chat, that is perfectly acceptable. Right, this is how. Okay, let me share my screen. This is how you get on there. During tonight's live stream, I'll make available a tiny URL address in the live chat description. This will take you to a landing page on StreamYard where you'll be asked to allow access to your camera and mic. Now, of course, you're in full control of what people see. These buttons here allow you to either start and stop your camera, and you can mute and unmute your microphone by pressing these. This is all before anyone sees you. There's also the settings if you need to change any settings for your audio or camera. You can even upload an avatar if you want. It's not essential, but if you've got a picture you want to be seen as, that's what will be displayed. You can then enter a name, choose any name you want. Something I'll recognize you by is helpful. Here you can then watch the live stream from this page. Again, the controls down here for whether you want your camera or microphone to be on or off. And there's also a way to go into the comments, so you can see and read any comments. Now this is on a mobile, things will look a little bit different if you're doing it from a PC, but the same way of entering. Now, until you click Enter Broadcast Studio, I do not see you, no one else can see you. Once you're happy with your avatar, your audio and mic settings, just pick the display name. Once you're backstage, then I can join you to the chat anytime. You can send me private messages on here, and as long as I'm looking at the page, I'll see them. Hope these instructions are easy to understand. Let me know if you need any more assistance. I'd love to have you join me on the live stream, which will of course be this evening. It is as easy as that, guys. Just go on to the link I put in the live chat. Typical. Sorry, bear with me. I don't know if you can hear a little cat meowing in the background. Desperately wants to go out. I'll be right back. 1 second. Right, if anyone caught my live stream that I did in the week, it was called the Animals of Zionswood, named after the animals of Farthingwood. Don't know if anyone remembers that program back in the 90s. Got to meet my cats because I've mentioned them a few times in the past. Just first say hello to Alice Wild, who's popped up in the live chat. Thanks for joining in, much appreciated. Now there was a video I was going to play in with. It's from a channel. And let me just check out the name of the channel. James Ellie. Now this guy's shared a lot of videos from around the world where you see people getting treated badly for not wearing masks and stuff. Some people are suspicious of them. David, hi, welcome to the chat. Good, welcome to the live stream. Good to have you along. Now, yeah, this one is called Utterly Disgraceful Behaviour from Tool Store Worker. We'll just play it and share your thoughts. I'll share my thoughts afterwards.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because you're rude, Roger. Yeah. You're very rude. No, how am I rude? Excuse me. You was the one taking. I don't have to wear a mask.
People that work in shop don't have to ask you.
Excuse
Most
me.
people that I ask apologise because they've forgotten to put it on and go and get it.
Excuse me, you was taking the mick out of me. Don't talk to me. I was not rude to you at all. How was I rude to you? Do you want to explain to me how? You did not. You said to me, oh, I suppose you don't have to wear a mask. That is what you said. I am not a liar. Am I?
I asked very politely.
You did not. I'm sorry, but you did not. Well, I've got that all on video. Well done. Sorry, I've never been. I will, mate. Oh my God. You are not.
Okay, what do we think? It was yeah, it seemed pretty nasty, pretty aggressive person. Oh, Karen Miller, greetings, welcome to the chat. Yeah, now I am sometimes a bit suspicious of some of the footage we see of people where they get a really hard time. Alice says you have never worn a mask. You know, that's really good to hear. I'm another person who has never worn one and never planned to actually. But I do get the impression from what I hear that, I don't know if this is right, women seem to get a harder time for not wearing masks than men. Just share your thoughts and views on that. Now, Alice, you say you've never worn one. I'm curious what sort of response you get in shops, because I find generally, like that guy in that video suggested she was rude for not wearing one. And I mean, I think now it's got to a point if someone walks into a shop and they're not wearing one, it's pretty obvious they haven't just forgot. I mean, it's so ingrained into these days that most people won't even walk past or near a person without masking up or muzzling up. Karen Miller, that's really good to hear. Another person, a few. I mean, I do feel sometimes in a minority if ever you go anywhere and you constantly see people masked up. I would ask actually, Karen and Alice, do you carry a lanyard or a card or something? Because I mean, I do, but the amount of times that I ever have to show it, and I did sort of get out of the habit of showing it, where I just literally said to people I haven't got one or I don't wear one. I mean, back when it first came out, I didn't have a lanyard, but I did print off a little card for myself which they made available and then took off of made unavailable the day well, they never made a mandate, but there was a particular day where they said everyone's going to have to start wearing them, and there was a website you could go to download these cards, print them out, but they took it offline basically on the very day. Karen, you've never had a threat? No, I've never had anyone more. I did have someone on a train once roll their eyes when I didn't, when I told them I couldn't wear one, and I thought that was a bit rude. And they asked me why I couldn't wear one. I just ignored them. I've had a couple of people in shops who were just other customers asking me. I was in a Wilko's once, and someone asked me, and I just ignored him. And then just the other day, actually, I was in a local shop, and whether it's the same person, I don't know. Someone said to me, "Oh, where's your mask?" or something. I tell you what, he was waiting out. Some people still queue up outside the local shop, and I don't understand it. They're not filtering people in or counting them. So I just walk past these people generally. If I see a queue or if I see people hesitating, I just walk straight past them. This particular person was waiting to put his mask on. I gave him a couple of seconds to go in front of me. He chose not to, so I just walked in the shop in front of him. When I got there, he then said to me, "Where's your mask?" And I just said, "I don't wear one." And at that point, I almost went on a bit of a rant, and I did say, "Isn't it about time everyone else took their masks off?" I looked round, because it was pretty busy in there at the time. I looked round to see if anyone else agreed with me, but nope, no one wanted to make eye contact with me, which I kind of understand. But I did almost start going on about the government will never tell you not to wear them. You're going to have to make that decision for yourself Sunday. Karen, you'll do the same with the passports? Yeah, I think it's going to be very much more of the same if they do eventually bring out these passports. I think it'll be something that people will believe they have to have. But folks like you and I and Alice, and I don't know about anyone else, I think we'll still just be carrying on without it. I mean, I won't be sharing my medical information with anyone. If someone asked me if I'd had the jab, I'd be telling them to mind their own business. I'll say, well, if you had your, I don't know, if you had a chlamydia test, you're not going to tell me that. And likewise, I'm not going to tell you whether I've had any treatment. It seems that gone are the days where people's medical information was confidential and a private matter. It now seems that we have to share our medical status with anyone that asks. Alex, some are cool, some are not. I'm not allowed in my village shop. Are you saying you're not allowed in your village shop, or masks aren't allowed in your village shop? Karen, they don't like non-conformists. We make them feel very weak and threatened in some way. Yes, definitely. I say anyone, maybe not anyone, perhaps that's a bit harsh, but most people wearing a mask are in fear one way or another. They're kind of living in fear. They're either in fear that people will approach them and ask them to leave the store or to put one on, or they're in fear that they're going to get ill if they haven't got one on. Either way, yeah, for me it's a statement, and it's as much a statement to not wear one. David, it doesn't bother me wearing a mask. I'm just acting normal. Some people wear them so they are not the odd one out. Exactly. Some people don't want to be thought of as what was it Karen said, a non-conformist. But I'm more than happy for people to see me doing that. In fact, I will not publicly display myself as putting faith in anything the government tells me, because why would you, hey? I'm not going to talk about this all evening. However, if anyone wants to come on and talk more in depth about their experiences, even wearing one, not wearing one, the situation they think they're going to find themselves in, then you're welcome. just go to tinyurl.com/bz0305, and I'd love to talk to anyone. Virtual signaling. I have one of these, Alice. Alice, I can't see what you mean. Right. I did want to look at now, I'm sure you guys have seen some of the videos I've made of the Instagram star Ashley Kane. I suspect you're aware of him. The only reason I was aware of him was because of how ridiculous his story is. Now, I wanted to go back over his Instagram account. If you're not familiar with him, he has a big story. Apparently, he's consumed by pain as he shared an emotional day after baby Azalea's death. Now, I think it goes without saying, I hope it goes without saying, anyone that's lost a baby or a child or anyone, I have the greatest sympathy for. And I would never make such comments about people unless I was sure they were faking it. And that is the case. Right, Ashley Kane has told fans, "It's taken everything I have," as he shares an emotional update following the death of his infant daughter. What do we think Ashley has done to help get over the child, the supposed passing of his child? No, just going back to the chat, David, great to see the Marching Ireland the other day. I thought they'd all gone to sleep. True, yeah, and by all accounts, there was a pretty big march in London, this side of, this side, and I believe they've got another one. Is it on the 5th or something? I don't know. I haven't personally been to any of these marches, but anyway, back to Ex on the Beach star Ashley Kane, whose child supposedly died of leukemia. And again, I wouldn't be mentioning this if I didn't know for sure it was all a fraud. Now, what did Ashley do to get over the loss of his child? The Ex on the Beach, right, taking to Instagram, the footballer, who's barely a footballer, shared a snap of his neon orange trainer, saying he was finding it hard to wake each day. We'll go to Ashley Kane's Instagram account, actually, and see if this isn't just a promotion. Bear in mind, he's still got his GoFundMe going. Let's just click on this. Help us save Azalea's life. This baby's been dead, I don't know how long. They wanted to raise $1 million. They've now raised over 1.6 million. Still got the GoFundMe going, even though the child's supposedly deceased. So what are they doing with all this money, do you think? What are they spending their money on? Bright orange trainers. How ridiculous. Dread to think how much these are, but I bet they're not your £25 TK Maxx knockoffs. I bet they're in the hundreds of quid easily. What an insult, right? And Ashley tells us, right now it's taken everything I have to begin each day. The pain of not being able to see my little girl is consuming my whole body. So this afternoon I put on my new running trainers that I bought after Azalea gained her angel wings. So one of the first things he did was went out and bought these vile orange trainers. I got them in orange to represent Azalea and couldn't wait to share a snap and put it on Instagram just to promote them and her battle, in the hope that they would inspire me to get out and work through the pain. For days I've wondered when I would have the strength to put them on and hit the road. The truth is, I don't feel strong, I feel far from it, but in times of weakness I would have thought, what would Azalea do? Azalea would have hoarded out her own passing on Instagram. How ridiculous. I believe there's footage of him as well, running in his new trainers. Where is it? In fact, I believe he might well be promoted by, sponsored by Nike, Orange Nike, because he's got the orange trainers there. I think that's a Nike cap he's wearing in this picture. Is that a Nike? Yep, orange Nike cap. Do you think Nike is sponsoring him? Because he's getting an awful lot of profile. He's wearing an orange Nike top in one of these things. He does have his own clothing range. Where was he wearing that horrible orange t-shirt? I don't know. But yeah. Oh, orange outfit. I've shown this rubbish plenty of times. No, that isn't Nike. Well, it might be, but he's got plenty of pentagrams. I hate that video so much. I've showed it to you before. Right, where are we at? I'll go back to... I'm sure there was more pictures of him wearing his gaudy orange Nike sponsorship outfit. Who is it? I don't know. Ridiculous. David, orange defo a Freemasonic sellout. Absolutely. The whole colour orange, of course, has a lot to do with it. Alice, you've got a medical alert bracelet. Fair enough. If that works for you. Alice Wadge, who thought it was purple for deception. It may well be. However, orange is, by all accounts, another sign. If ever you see orange in... Not whenever you see orange, of course, but orange can be a giveaway of a fake story. Yeah, there's another celebrity I wanted to look at who gets equally as much. Oh, hang on, maybe a horrible orange top was in this one. She's still got the GoFundMe site up. Yeah, I hope you guys all appreciate that this isn't a real baby. I mean, they may look. Is that not blatantly obvious a doll? I mean, yeah, they look real, but no, I don't think so. Doesn't convince me. Pictures. Was there something about this one? I forget now. Yeah, these I'm convinced these are photoshops. Another one being, oh, what's that awful person's name? I can't think of it. Linda Mack, greetings, welcome to the chat. I'd like to see some of these people in orange jumpsuits. Absolutely agree with you. Right, Jack Quickenden or something the guy's called. Here's a wrong one. Here is a... I don't know about him actually. I don't know who this guy is. Vote for all things. Don't know if he's done any fake baby stuff. No idea. I clicked on him by accident. Jack Quickenden. That's who we wanted to look at. QI. Where's he gone? Oh, maybe it's Jake Quickenden then. I was up there a minute ago, I'm sure of that. There he is. This one. Right. His baby was born, I think, early... Oh, he's got a GoFundMe as well. What's this one about? Or is that something different? I don't know what this is. Oh, it's his website. Gotcha. Who cares? Right. Yeah, these baby pictures, I'm convinced, are CGI. Now, there's a few giveaways. I did point out in one of his videos how... Right, this is a good one for me. So remember, born in early February. By April the 13th, is supporting his own head like that. Do you really think that's possible? No chance. No way has that baby got strong enough muscles in his neck to bounce his head up and down like that. But of course, they give themselves away. I'm not sure what that is moving around. I would say it's a doll, and they then superimpose an image on top. Look how big its head is, though. Right, is it moving its head around in this one? 7th of April, so even younger, and it's moving its head around like nobody's business. By all accounts, it takes 3 months for a baby to have a neck muscle strong enough to support its own head. So pictures like this, for example, are completely ridiculous. Like this couple, they do have more than one child. There is some footage. Right, here's another one. This was the giveaway for me. Yeah, this is the video. March the 31st, okay? So about 6 weeks old, and the baby's moving its head like this. Nah. Doesn't tie in with reality, I'm afraid. Nice orange cushion there. David's pointed out that orange is the only colour that is 33 in gematria. Now, I don't know about gematria, but I know that, is it Chaldean numerology, where you put in words into the calculator, and indeed orange, for example, does come to 33, which is an example, which is one of their giveaway code words. In fact, I do have a numerology calculator somewhere. A couple of other things, actually. Bear in mind the name of, so yeah, if we put in, orange, here you are, data entry, this is in Pythagorean, 33, 23 in Chaldean. Now remember, Ashley Kane's baby, Azalea, had the middle name of Diamond. Diamond, again, 33 in Pythagorean, 26 in Chaldean. I'm not massively into the numbers. I know some people are. Gematria, for example, means very little to me. But yeah, this supposedly 6-week-old baby bouncing its head around, absolutely ridiculous. The giveaway comes, however, well, there is some footage of this guy, Jack, jumping into a pair of trousers, and that, for me, is again CGI. But before we look at that, yeah, if we go right down, right here's one. Watch this boy's arms and tell me this doesn't look CGI. Watch him. Now as he lets go, I'm not sure. That just looks weird to me. The arms don't look right. But anyway, this isn't. It's just my way of saying, is either of their children legitimate, as in real? I would assume so. Yeah, but earlier on in David Jack's Instagram thing, he gives away. Here, they show exactly what they're going to do. As he does video after video with some weird overlay over his face. I mean, it doesn't even look like him, to be honest. That looks like a different person completely. You know, why would you do such a thing? And there's more, and there's more of him. It goes on for ages. And yeah, I think that's their little way of their Tales way of letting us know what they're going to do. And what's more, the woman looks like they've changed. She's changed massively as well. Looks completely different in later videos. It's crazy stuff. Right. Let's see what else we're gonna. Oh, I am now on Twitch actually. I've yet to put any content on there. However, what I do plan is to, after when this stream is finished, apparently I've got one follower. I don't know how to find out who it is or where they started following me from. I will put a link in the chat if anyone wants to follow me over there. As I said, following this live stream, excuse me, I will be putting on there. Yeah, I'll be streaming a video I did back in 2017, similar to what I did last night, except this one goes on for 2 hours. And if any one of you guys is on Twitch, Linda Matt, you're my one follower. That's very much appreciated. Well, if you feel like hanging around after this one, which goes on till about, I'll be going on here on YouTube till about 11:30. Just as an introduction to anyone on Twitch, I mean, to be honest, I don't actually really understand a lot of it. Get bits and whatnot, I don't know what that means. And channel perks, again, the only channels I'm following is Dissent Media and Brian S. Staveley. Yeah, I'll be putting on, like I said, back in January 2017, I did a live stream where it was a movie night. We watched a really old version of 1984 and followed that by showing a modern day presentation and kind of how things are, how things compared to 1984. So if you want to watch it, it'll be on Twitch. So David, it was that Diamond Princess ship at the start of COVID and the passengers can't remember the name. Got massive publicity, he was an actor and a Freemason. I do vaguely remember a ship. I will look that up. Diamond Princess ship. In fact, there is a game I'm going to start playing soon, which will go by the name of Celebrity Scroll. I may just reserve it for Twitch viewers if I get any of them. I mean, if anyone wants to join the live stream tonight and join me in a game of Celebrity Scroll, basically, I can't remember, I haven't worked it all out, but it goes something like this. We open up a tab, or we go to Instagram, we go to their Discover page, and the first celebrity we come across, for example, sorry, we'll go back to the diamond ship in a minute. David, thanks for showing that. So yeah, one of the first things we do is look blinded in the right eye. The game is each of us makes a prediction about what will be the first giveaway they'll give. I don't know who this is. Livy Dean. She's got a glass eye though. And yeah, the game is what celebrity and what will be their giveaway. So this is that one from Coronation Street, Helen Flanagan. You know, wow, she's not long had that baby and it's already supporting its own head. Because this, actually, Helen Flanagan was someone I wasn't 100% convinced about, as in whether they were faking it or not. So yeah, if anyone wants to join the live stream and play Celebrity Scroll, that looks like the Trafford Centre. Okay. Is that meant to be the new baby? That's complete BS if it is, because that's meant to be like barely a month old, I think. Anyway, I will check whether that is meant to be their newborn baby. I think it is, though. Yeah. When was it born? March the 28th. March the 28th it was born, and by... Where are we? March the 28th. And by April the 16th, it's sat up. It's even able to support its own head being rocked back and forth on its supposed father's knee. I was unsure about whether Helen Flanagan was faking her pregnancy. Now, without a shadow of a doubt, I know they are. Anyway, let's go back onto the Diamond Princess boats. Diamond Princess is a British registered cruise ship owned and operated by Princess Cruises. She began operating blah blah blah. Right, this one was perhaps linked. Is this Maria Ellendar? Hello, if you haven't already popped in and I haven't said all right to you so far. Greetings, welcome to the live chat. I wonder if it will. Yeah, here we go. 2019. Oh, hang on. Apparently there was a case earlier on as well. 2016 gastroenteritis cases. So this is a ship. In February 2016, Diamond Princess experienced a gastroenteritis outbreak caused by norovirus, sickening 158 passengers and crew on board, as confirmed after arriving in Sydney, 2019. On the 20th of January, an 80-year-old passenger from Hong Kong embarked in Yokohama, sailed one segment of the itinerary and disembarked in Hong Kong on the 25th of January. He visited a local Hong Kong hospital 6 days after leaving the ship, where he later tested positive. On the 1st of February, on its next voyage, 4th of February, the ship was in Japanese waters when 10 passengers were diagnosed during the early stages of the pandemic. The ship was quarantined on the 4th of February in Yokohama. The infected included at least 138 from India, 35 Filipinos, 32 Canadians, 24 Australians, etc., 2 Britons. Home countries arranged to evacuate their citizens and quarantine them further in their own countries. As of the 1st of March, all on board, including the crew and Italian captain Gennaro Arma, had disembarked. A book written by passenger Gay Corser on her experiences on board the quarantine vessel in November 2020. They've already made a documentary out of it. It was David and Sally Abel. I'm not sure who they are, actually. They're not mentioned on here. We'll get our calculators up there. Sally Abel. David Abel is a 33 name, believe it or not, in Pythagorean. And what about Sally? Oops. It's 26 or 22. So again, 22, they've got their numbers up if we need them. Maria Ellender, I just checked all the independent monitoring. Oh. Huh. Right, David and Sally Abel. I'm guessing they didn't. Did they? Okay. Now I'm hoping I wouldn't get a strike, but British couple trapped on cruise ship during the early reflect 1 year on. David and Sally Abel. Coronavirus and EFT tapping to help expand lung capacity. Wow. Okay. We'll read their story in a second. Well, bear with me 1 minute. No. I'm meant to. Never mind. Right. Diamond Princess heroes David and Sally Abel urged country to pull together in the face of the outbreak. Don't know if we'll get to watch a video of them. Probably make us watch an advert first, of course. Random games, and welcome to the live chat. Oh, there is us. Just to let you know, this guy's going on about how fantastic it was to be stranded aboard the Diamond. What was it? Diamond Princess ship. Alice, you say you remember this one. Personally, I don't, but I hope you guys can hear this.
I never realised, I don't think either of us knew that we had the virus, that we contracted it. So when we were tested on board the ship, it came as a mighty shock to discover that we were positive. And it was another 3 days before they took us off the ship to hospital. And in that 3 days, I never realised it at the time, but my health did go downhill rapidly. The first night in hospital, well, you tell them, Sam.
I didn't think he was coming home. He was extremely bad. They diagnosed him with acute pneumonia, obviously a side effect of the virus, and he basically was giving up. So I sat up most of the night just watching him breathing because I didn't think he was coming back.
Wouldn't that have sounded more legitimate coming from this guy? Why did he pass that on? Oops. Why at the last minute did he? I never get this. It's almost like, oh, now we've got to start lying. I'm gonna pass it on to you to tell him. And if you get acute pneumonia, pneumonia, being a bacteria, but the last thing you'd want to do is be put on a ventilator where they would then add warmth and moisture to your lungs, to the oxygen they're pumping into you. Great way of breeding bacteria. Alice says, was 5G being tested on that ship? If it was, then it maybe wasn't something I think they've gone into details about. But it would make sense that a luxury ship like that probably were being kind of treated for that sort of thing. I am curious what people might think on the link to David. Yes, it's an absolutely massive smile on both their faces, and to be honest, both of them look vaguely familiar. I can't place them, but yeah, I feel like they could be. Who knows what? But yeah, neither of them seem that bothered about it. A British couple who shot to fame for their upbeat daily updates. Oh, right, they were updating us as they went along. How ridiculous. For their daily upbeat dates while quarantined on the Diamond Princess cruise ship, have called upon the British public to pull together amid the virus outbreak. Hey, why don't we all go outside and start clapping every Thursday night? David, 73, and Sally, 70, from Northamptonshire, have made a full recovery after being struck down on board the liner, which was harboured in Japan last month. The couple were treated in a hospital after being diagnosed with both the virus and pneumonia. Very common that these two go together, of course. And have been self-isolating since returning home to the UK earlier this week. Now, Mr. Abel told Good Morning Britain on Wednesday, I think the measures the government have finally taken, if people take notice and abide by them, and we'll all take responsibility for our own health and our own hygiene, I think this could be over as quickly as it arrived. Well, that never happened, did it? A year on, we're all still going through it. Well, not going through any illness, of course. No doubt we all probably know people that went into hospital and never came back again. But people actually getting like ill in the way they're telling, who knows? Michelle from Oz, greetings. Glad you could join us. A couple of you tuned in last night. Random Games, I know you popped in right as I was finishing. Yes, so yeah, we are just catching up on the Diamond. Basically, we're looking at giveaways. Yeah, I'm trying to. I am inviting anyone that wishes to join the live stream to come on. You can play. You can either talk about whatever you want, or you can play my new game. It's called Celebrity Scroll. We go on to Instagram, or anywhere actually. We can go on to Twitter trending if we want. We hit or we can just go to a new tab on Microsoft Edge. We find the first celebrity or second celebrity or whichever one, and then we make predictions. Crazy Hippo Lady, greetings. David, that was the story that woke me up to the bullshit. Brilliant. Well, that's something. 24 dead out of running out of. Hang on. 24 dead after hospital runs out of oxygen in southern India. Yeah, so anyway, go back to Celebrity Scroll. We might go to Madonna's daughter. What prediction do you want to make? And whichever comes right, will they either give themselves away as a Freemason, as a trans, something like that. Maria Ellender, just read some IMB, independent reports of prisons, and despite the fact that prisons in the reports have been reported for rat infestation and poor hygiene, not one prison has reported a COV. I'm surprised at that. Well, I'm not surprised, but it's, yeah, that is very surprising. If you're correct and not one person has been struck down. I'm guessing, well, who knows if they wear masks in prison. Right, Celebrity Scroll, Katie Price. So we would do a search on Instagram for Katie Price. Right, what will we see first? Would it be a fake baby bump, etc., etc.? I don't know. I'm still coming up with it. Oh, we get to see her taking a. Is this? I don't know what this video is actually. I had my first BS and I hate needles, but I was actually over before I could start. What? Did that look right? That's a funny shaped needle, isn't it? strange. CGI match. Someone here has put no thank you, no thanks, they can shove it. 5 replies. What sort of replies did this person get? It is really selfish. That's a very selfish opinion in my eyes. Well, why is that selfish? You say it when declining your treatment. It's not being selfish at all. And then a few people laughing. But his comment, whoever this guy is, he got 124 likes for his comment. David, did someone let the fans in Old Trafford on purpose? That is an interesting one, actually. I did want to, at some point, look at. I haven't seen any footage of it, but, I mean, how did fans even get in? Right, what do we think about this guy? Is he legitimate disabled? Or is he putting it on? The twitching eye things, actually, I do know someone who had that, and apparently it means that you can never focus on anything. But let's not forget what they can do with CGI, hey? Right, what a freak show. That's that. Right, the Liverpool fans. Angela Tate, Clown Reality. Greetings. The monsters aren't very original with their BS stories. The India oxygen shortage latest kind of reminds me of the baby incubator BS from a few decades back. Okay, was that an India story or in the UK? I do not remember that one. Right, I've got to get off here before I'm infected with... Right, the Liverpool, Manchester United. Let's have a look at that one for Man United protest. I haven't actually seen any of the footage, but I'd be interested to. We can watch it together. Misha from Oz, fetal alcohol syndrome. Is that where people drink while they're pregnant? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not familiar with fetal alcohol syndrome. All I know is that problem with the eyes means that their vision never works properly because they can't focus on anything. That's the only thing I know about it. Maria Annenberg, the enemy cannot create, only my Father is the creator. Yeah. Right, here is some, I don't know if we want to watch 25 minutes of that, but I do want to see some of that. Manchester United versus Liverpool postponed. Yeah, we'll catch some of this. Man United fans break into Old Trafford and protest. I mean, how would they even get in, for goodness sakes? Manchester United have no doubt taken part in some suspect footage before. Like new show, yes, Katie was boozing hard during pregnancy. Gotcha, okay. Ooh, I'll mute this advert. Right, hang on. This footage of Old Trafford being overrun by Liverpool by Manchester United fans goes on for 5 minutes. Now that will give me a couple of minutes to grab a drink, take 2 as it were, and then we'll come back and have a look at it. Yeah, we are roughly halfway through the live stream now, by the way. One of my favorite YouTubers, actually, UAP, is streaming live at the moment, but I'm not going to leave you guys to watch him. Right, let's watch this. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, and we will let me know what you think's going on.
Okay, well, let's bring you some breaking news here now. These are pictures of Old Trafford where fans have now spilled out onto the pitch. That's what you're seeing there on your screens. Manchester United fans angered by the European Super League plans, calling for the Glazer family to be removed as owners, calling for them to go, momentum building up against them. That's what you're seeing there. Manchester United fans are now on the pitch at Old Trafford. They were protesting earlier outside the Teams Hotel, which is also highly unusual, protesting outside Lowry. Now they have stepped out onto the pitch. You can see the coloured flares there as well, chanting and clapping. They're calling for the Glazer family to go. That's because of the increased anger after the European Super League. Short-lived, of course, just over around 50 hours or 56 hours it lasted, but nevertheless, that anger did spill out. We did see fans protesting then, enough protest then for the European Super League to be scrapped. Now that protest has spilled out to the pitch at Old Trafford ahead of a big match there at 4:30, the kick-off between Man United and Liverpool, an important Premier League match, of course, notably for Manchester City, who are hoping to win the Premier League if Manchester United lose, but looks like there is a lot to be done before that match can take place. As look, you can see younger people, older fans, everyone who's been angered by that move by, amongst others, of course, Manchester United and the Glazer family. The top 6 teams from the Premier League, of course, planning to go into the European Super League. I'm going to switch up the pictures now to outside Old Trafford. As you can see there, hundreds more, soon probably thousands, as fans have been invited, of course, back into stadiums. But of course, it seems that fans are just gathering. Maybe they don't have tickets to get in, but they are angry, of course, about the European Super League. Let's take a listen to what's happening. So you can hear there are groups of fans. Just a few seconds ago while I was speaking, we did hear fireworks going off, crackers going off. We've seen coloured flares as well, of course. So it seems that protest is building up outside and inside Old Trafford. Fans there on the pitch. It doesn't seem to be many stewards around trying to stop them. Usually, of course, there are stewards lining up between the seats and the pitch. This is the very latest pictures coming into us at Sky News Centre, and we're about to take you live now to what's happening right now. It seems to have cleared up a little bit. That's inside Old Trafford on the pitch. Still some litter, of course, strewn across.
Okay, that was it's ongoing breaking news. What did you notice about a lot of the people that got in? Now, do you remember a couple of weeks ago, one of my live streams? I certainly can't take credit for discovering this fact. Or even pointing this fact out. Whenever they do crisis actors, as it were, they're always dressed in very specific colours. Black and white means that you're just a bit part player. If you're wearing bright red or bright colours, generally means you're either a key player or a director. I think there's also a blue as well. Let's see what colours all these people are wearing. Black, 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 black. Oh, everyone like their black coats. Oh, now there is a red t-shirt, obviously. Oh, black. There's your bright orange. That might be a director. Why is everyone wearing black coats? Is that such a popular colour? And of course they've got their numbers up about. Yeah. Director. Black and white. Goodness me, I've never seen so many black coats in one place in my time. I would say probably a staged event. Who knows? Just reading from the live chat. Angela, thanks for informing me about the Iraq incident with incubators. It wasn't something I'd heard of. As I wrote in the chat, though, I believe that sounds like anti-Iraq propaganda, maybe. There's people sitting out there, book clothes, even out here. What have we got? Black, 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 grey, black, white. Ooh. With the odd, bear in mind this is a Liverpool and Manchester United game. I don't think they're even letting crowds in. But wow, people certainly like their black clothes. Alice says red means a mark or a target. Okay. Apparently, was it Linda? I think told us Linda Mac, Bill and Melinda Gates are getting divorced. Perhaps Melinda had too much. Hang on, let's just get rid of this. We're going to look into that. What do you think? She got fed up of like news. Yeah, if you look at Melinda, thanks for sharing the information. Callum O'Connor, greetings, welcome to the chat. If you go to Sky Sports community page on YouTube, they post a picture of two guys, and one guy has a big face covered, holding a shopping bag, and shopping bags that agent provocateur symbolism. Interesting. Thank you for that information. Because apparently there was supposed to be violence, but I don't believe they caught it on camera. What do we think about Michelle? Anyone up for talking about fighting the agenda? I know it's difficult for you guys if you have hate speech laws and in this boot and all. Fair enough. I'm always up for talking about that sort of thing. I've lost the page now. There we are. Right, what's the betting? I haven't read. It's the first I've ever heard of it. It's a mutual decision. There's no hostility. Everyone's happy. They're going to remain friends afterwards. She'll still be part in a touching statement. Okay, should we hear their touching statement? Looks like we've got to sit for an advert first. Oh, no, we don't. Oh, that's ancient. All right, where's the audio? It may be muted, so bear with me. David, Melinda's finally realised he's a psychopath. Perhaps Bill's finally realised that she's a trans. Why can't I get any audio? Join the millions who've already had their 19 vaccine. Well, how do they know I'm not one of them? I'm certainly not, but gets after there. Those adverts paid for by the taxpayer. I want to get audio going on this. Can't hear you, Bill. There was a button pressed for audio. Oh. Okay, let's just read it then. Alice down the rabbit hole thinks they're body doubles. Possibly. But look at that, come on. Melinda Gates. Check that neck out. Right. Bill and Melinda Gates have announced the end of their marriage after 27 years in a touching statement posted to Twitter. Their statement read, after a great deal of thought and a lot of work on our relationship, we've made the decision to end our marriage. Over the last 27 years, we have raised 3 incredible children and built a foundation that works all over the world to enable people to lead healthy, productive lives, but not procreate by all accounts. We continue to share a belief that mission and will continue our work together at the foundation, but we no longer believe we can grow together as a couple in the next phase of this life. We ask for space and privacy for our family as we begin to navigate the new life. Well, why make a statement on Twitter then if you want privacy? Look, that doesn't work. A couple of 3 kids, Jennifer, Rory, and Phoebe. Melinda's 56. No way is Melinda 56. 76 maybe, I don't know. 9 years younger than Bill. Throughout the pandemic, their foundation has focused on the development and distribution of 19 vaccines around the world. Shortly after their 25th wedding anniversary, Melinda told the Times that Bill struggled with balancing work and family life. Interesting. She said, "We've just gotten to a point in life where Bill and I can both laugh about more things. And believe me, I remember some days where that was so incredibly hard in our marriage where you thought, can I do this?" So they're now best mates. Not like when, well, Melinda said Bill was even hesitant to get married in the first place, adding, "When he was having trouble making the decision about getting married, it was incredibly clear that it was not about me, it was about can I balance right." Last month, Bill Gates urged the UK to reverse swinging cuts to foreign aid as he warned of the critical importance of getting vaccines to the world's poorest. I bet he did. The Microsoft founder added his voice to the criticism over the Tory decision to tear up their manifesto. Some 200 UK charities signed a joint statement saying cuts to the foreign aid budget represent a tragic blow. How did it get onto this subject? Thought we were talking about Bill and Melinda separating. David, there are women that look like men. Unfortunately, I was married to one. Okay, fair enough. Games. Yes, I am on Twitch. Are you on? Is that a platform you stated you were on? Let me find it. I'll put a link to my channel if you want to join. If you want to share. Bear with me. I haven't actually put anything on, but just to warm things up. Come on. I will put in the chat a sec. Sorry. Here we go. If you want to follow me on Twitch, there is the link. Yeah, David, you say there are women that look like men. There are, but it's surprising how many are in the entertainment industry. Michelle says Bill won't loosen the patents on the Vaseline. Yeah. Fair enough. Does he own any patents on it? I'd be very surprised if he did. CC Jelly, a bit like Tessa Jowell's separation, was fake. Another media distraction. Angela Tate, she's Kevin Kline, in my honest opinion. I love making these comparisons. Kevin Kline. Actually, while we're looking at things like that, I do have another thing I want to look at. Right. This guy looks a lot like the actor. Who am I thinking of? Run, Forrest, Run? No, not him. Robin Williams. He does have a stark resemblance. Right. Okay. We can find out about Kevin Kline. I don't actually know who he is. And we'll compare him to Melinda Gates for things like birth, age, height. Bear with me. Okay. Right. Melinda was supposedly born in 1964. Of course, that's not to say these numbers are correct. 1947, October 24th. An American philanthropist and a former general manager at Microsoft. Okay. And what about Kevin? An American actor. He won an Oscar, 3 Tony Awards. Interesting. We'll have to get some images up. Does it say about his height? He's married to Phoebe Katz, whoever that is. Phoebe Katz was... No, I don't know who. Okay, Kevin Kline. Let's see. Let's do a bit of a comparison image-wise. Seriously, I wouldn't rule any of these possibilities out. I would say Melinda is older than she is claiming to be. What do we think? Right, can we get a bigger picture up? Right. There is Melinda. Meanwhile, possibly anything is possible. Hey, didn't want to do that. There's certainly a likeness. And the fact that, well, it'd be interesting to see how, yeah, it certainly looks like he's got some sort of weave going on there. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, I mean, this is the sort of thing I find really interesting because I do believe that, as I'm sure you're aware, many people in Hollywood and stuff are playing more roles than we're led to believe. Random Games, Melinda, totally agree with you. And you say Bill and transgender wife are clones or body doubles. They were executed in India a few years ago for killing millions of children on their vaccines. Yeah, I would not, shed a tear if that were the case. Right, make sure. Okay, well, thanks for sharing that one. For sharing your thoughts on that. Who was it? Angela Tate. Thank you. And yeah, I can see where you're coming from on that one. Can I say definitely one and the same? No, but let's have a look. Try and look for a shot of Melinda's ears. She seems to like to keep them covered for some reason. Isn't that strange? Every picture of her, she's got her ears covered up. Like every picture of her. As Random Games points out, though, maybe they're different people to the original. Who knows on that one? Right. I don't know if any of you guys, thanks for dropping the link, Michelle, for the Observer. We did have a look at a letter in the mirror. I don't know how we got into that one. Yes, like EastEnders in Britain, there's a character, Jean. To be honest, I don't follow EastEnders massively. I don't know her second name. The other Jean. That's Jean Slater, this is it. I knew I'd spelled Jean wrong. Now this character supposedly is about to be killed off. She's for a long time she's had not schizophrenia, bipolar, and she's also diagnosed with cancer. The character, this is not the actress, but supposedly they're going to write her out now as she's now got terminal. And just as they do, can't think of the character that's coming in. Only someone from Only Fools and Horses. Let's see, what was it? And then this person is joining. Can anyone see what could be going on here? EastEnders fan stunned as Only Fools and Horses icon makes soap supposedly making a debut, but sounds very different. Right, I've got too many tabs open. Everything's slowing down, unfortunately. Michelle, ears are like fingerprints. Absolutely, they are. Totally agree. Right, I'm gonna have to start killing some of these tabs because I think I'm overrunning my computer. I hope the stream's working all right. So yeah, Jean, and I actually just want to find the name of this woman. Sue Holderson, Holden, whatever. Should be able to look her up. Now, can anyone else see it? Is it just me that thinks? Where is she? Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. These two, as far as I'm concerned, look pretty much identical. And one of them's getting written out of the story just as another one comes into it. Perhaps we could look at their profiles, ages, acting stuff and whatnot. Right, what's her name? Gillian Wright. Good first name, good surname. I will make that comment. Right, Gillian Wright. We'll go to Wikipedia and then we'll check out that other woman. Sue Holderness. Actually, maybe IMDb is probably a better place to look. Right. She was born May 1949. What about Gillian Wright? May 1960. Okay. So she's meant to be considerably younger. IMDb, let's see when they first got into acting and whatnot. Right, IMDb. There's often very close crossover between these such things as well. Sue Holden, that's right, so discography. No, not discography, filmography. It's as an actress, actor. 1971, she made her first appearance. How about this one? I mean, these, I guess they could just be people that look very similar. Okay, she didn't, she didn't turn up until 1994. But yeah, EastEnders until 21. And a coincidental crossover in 2021. Sue Holderness makes her debut. Who knows? I think there's I think they're very close. COVID vids, yeah, she's a Spitzer Gene. They could be Slater sisters or something. Exactly. Of course they could. I do not accept that. You know, I would have put her as a bit older than. No disrespect to the woman. As 60 years old. Maybe, yeah, actually, she could be that sort of age. And what's the other woman? 71, so 11 years difference. However, the one who plays Jean in EastEnders didn't appear anywhere until 1994. So who knows? Angela says they're all part of the same twisted bloodline anyway. Very likely. If you get it big on TV, then yeah. David, I think I've said this before, better to look like someone than to know one. Netflix do it all the time. Okay. How do you mean exactly? Are we suggesting that Netflix? Do you think they? Yeah, I'd be interested on that one. Right, we've got just over half an hour left. Um, as always, I am inviting people to join the live stream if you wish to. Come on and just say hello. Yes, and throw in Gail Platt, and that's three of a kind. You think she's a ringer for Gail Platt as well? There's someone on Emmerdale actually that looks just like Gail Platt. I cannot remember the character's name. But yeah, you're right. She does also have a bit of a resemblance, I guess. The hair. I'm sure that's a wig that this one wears. Who is it? I'd have to look up Emmerdale characters. Bear with me. Actually, there's quite a lot of people in Emmerdale that look like someone at Coronation Street. So, where are they? Is it her? I think it's this one, Diane Sugden. Again, they've got the same kind of missing. Now, what I think is going on with this one, her chin, I believe at some point in her life she had treatment to make her chin smaller, and they hacked away probably a bit more than they should have. And with this one, all they got to do is just add a bit more onto the chin. Also, I'm not sure if I've made this comparison before. In Coronation Street, you have got Sally Webster, and then another one in the soap is what's her name? Debbie Webster, I think she's called. And these two people, to me, are an absolute spit. They obviously dress them differently. They try and make them look different, but they're just so like each other. It's unreal. Yeah, I can just see such a resemblance. I think they both turn up around the same time into it as well. Again, if we go onto IMDb, we can look at their. Actually, perhaps I should find the proper name. Sue Devaney, whatever. Let's see. Again, Sally Whitaker. It's this woman's real name. Misha from Oz. The Twitch link says you are offline. Yes, I am, Misha. I haven't started on there yet. I will be going when I finish on here. I'm gonna jump over there just to get my Twitch streaming life going, and I'm gonna stream an old live stream that I did like back in December 2017. Basically, a movie night. It's where we watched 1984. There's not a lot of me talking, although I do come back later. It goes on for about 2 hours, so if you haven't got time, I totally understand. I'm just going over there in the hope that a couple of people will establishing connection. I hope we haven't lost a connection. There we go. Right, when did Sally first join Coronation Street? Well, that's 2010, that isn't right. Okay, 1986. When did the one who plays Debbie, Sue Devaney, 1984. Sue Devaney's first ever appearance was back in 1983, and Sally Whitaker, or well, she calls herself now, 1985. So, of course, you do see these two together in scenes, but you've always got one has their back to the camera. Oh, Michelle from Oz, you're backstage. That's brilliant. I am going to add you to the chat then, if you are ready. Bear with me. Hello, Michelle.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Sorry about my really deep voice.
No, that's all right. No problem. You sound fine.
It's because I'm postmenopausal. Start to sound a bit more like me.
Is that what happens? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I do go to the gym a lot, so I work out.
Yeah.
So I have no estrogen, but it really kicks my testosterone into gear. And plus, oh look, I do smoke, so.
So do I actually. I enjoy a good ciggy.
Well, we're up to our armpits in smoke at the moment. We've because of the fires last summer. In the December 2020, right through into January this year, they're doing a lot of back burning. It's hazard reduction burn. So Sydney is blanketed in smoke because they're trying to get rid of all the undergrowth, so that when fire season comes around again, we won't. It won't be as bad, hopefully. But it's horrible. You should Google some of the pictures.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that now. I was going to say, so is it, you say fire season, do you have them every year?
Well, every year, every year's fire season where I live, I'm totally surrounded by national forest
Okay.
as far as the eye can see. So if it does catch a light, then it just tends to burn right through. And New South Wales was very much on fire. From 2020, from the whole summer season right through to the beginning of this year. So. And now we've had a few months of clean, fresh air, and now the fire brigade, they call it hazard reduction burn, but it's just sort of setting fire to the undergrowth. Hopefully that it won't be bad next season.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds comparable over here. I mean, I expect you get them there as well. We get flood, well, I don't know if you call it flood season, but we get certain areas that seem to flood every year.
Yes.
And again, they can take precautions by like dredging I think they dredge the rivers and stuff, and they don't build on floodplains. But yeah, so over there, they literally just set fire to all the undergrowth. I had heard actually. I remember when the fires were taking place. Someone made a point at some point that they followed a line that might be used for a new railway line or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And
I don't trust any government anywhere in any country.
No, of course.
And the only thing we've got going for us is at the moment we have a Liberal government, which would be the mild equivalent to a Tory government.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the Labor Party here in Australia has been totally captured by the trans agenda. And so everywhere they get state government, they're bringing in that agenda, and it's just infuriating me.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned once before about how it's affecting. Or did you say you would maybe got into an argument with someone or not, or was I?
Oh God, yes. I'm allowed to speak. I mean, I know because I was born in England. I'm very interested in British politics.
Okay.
And so I do follow British politics along with Australian politics. And
what part of England?
Yeah,
sorry.
Nottingham. I was born in Worksop Hospital, 18 miles from Nottingham.
Okay, no, interesting. Good to know.
And back in 2014, I went back for a 6-week holiday, and I took my mum's ashes back with me.
Okay. Oh, was that
And
did she recently pass or?
Oh, well, she passed. Well, She passed in 2001, and this is a second marriage for me. So my husband and I married in 2013. When I moved up here, he was helping me unpack my stuff, and he gets out this lovely purple box, and he goes, "Oh, what's this?" And I said, "That's my mum."
Oh,
And I'd always promised her if ever I went back to England, I would take her and put her with her mum and dad.
yeah,
And so I did that when we went over. We went on our honeymoon, and I took my mum with me.
that's nice. Well, yeah,
Well, it was well. Look, it's a long time ago now. It's nearly 20 years, and so I can remember her now without my heart breaking. I can just remember the good times.
yeah, of course. Yeah, that's how what gets you through, and it the good memories. Though it's fine.
Well, that's right. And so I think I have that sort of British stoicism, that sort of stiff
Yeah,
upper lip, push through, keep calm, carry on until
yeah,
it gets to this trans agenda. And then I'm, like a whirling dervish because it's starting to come here.
of course. It's getting
And,
noticed everywhere, isn't it?
well, it's they change the laws without community consultation, which is absolutely infuriating because if people understood the implications of the law changes and how it affects women and girls, they would have a lot more to say about it, I think.
Yeah, true.
And we've got an election coming up probably next year, a federal election. And as much as I can't stand the Liberal Party, I mean, I've always been a Labor voter. I can't vote Labor anymore.
No, okay.
So,
Liberal.
like
Are they the ones in power now? Did you say Liberal? Or is that Labour?
in federally, we've got like a federal government, and then the states have their own government. It's two tiers of government,
Okay.
and the states have their responsibility, schooling and roads, and the federal government, it's like aviation and big federal issues.
Yeah.
They're trying to take more responsibility on in the federal government, and which makes it difficult when they want to push a certain agenda.
Yeah. So I'd be curious when I mean, you mentioned you've got opposition to the trans agenda, which is fair enough. Do you think is that like on a as much as anything? I know obviously you say there's dangers about towards women and girls, but what about on a spiritual side of it, or do you not really hold much thought on that?
Well, I just don't believe you can turn a man into a woman.
No, of course you can't. No.
That's absolutely wrong. I mean, the reason I got into these whole conspiracy, I was just living my life, just
Yeah.
being a normal housewife.
Yeah.
And when Meghan Markle sort of married into the royal family, I thought, wait a minute,
Mm-hmm.
there's something terribly wrong with this woman. She looks like a man. She's got huge feet. There's something going on there. So I started looking into it, and I found Tumblr, which is
Okay.
full to the brim of people, sort of exposing that situation. And I thought, well, you know what? If the royal family are willing to deceive us by pretending that she's married into the family, without using blackmail,
Right.
then anything's possible. You know what I mean?
Well,
If the government are willing to deceive us about anything.
yeah, because it's
And so,
there's
yeah.
many that believe it's not just Meghan in the family. Where do you stand on that? That it's like there's more than just Meghan that isn't as she would appear, as it were.
Well, it's
'Cause,
hard to say. It really is hard to say. I mean,
of course,
I'd always thought that Diana was a woman. I always thought that Kate was a woman.
yeah,
But the more you look into it, I mean, but is it the fact that we're so used to seeing women altered by plastic surgery these days?
very
You know what
true.
I mean?
Yeah, because I think if you look at some of the other European, I think is it Liechtenstein's got a royal family, and a lot of their female, like, they had princesses. I'm just trying to look them up. Liechtenstein. It's when you see other families around the world, royal families, and you realise that they're all seem to be a bit suspect.
Well, yes,
Then
they're
you wonder,
quite.
yeah,
It does make you wonder. But I just, really, is there bloodlines that are running the entire world?
certainly
If that
makes you
is
wonder.
true, then none of us are safe.
No, I know what you mean. Although there does often seem to be quite close ties um, between these families, though, don't there?
Well, the
Um,
Rothschilds, I mean, I've seen a photo of that Baron Rothschild, the older one. God
yeah.
knows how old he is. Poking Prince Charles in the chest, so that made me realise that they're a bit more powerful than
Okay.
than the royals. But I know that some people think there's a massive fight going on between good and evil, and I would certainly hope that I'm on the side of good.
Yeah.
But if we are all being deceived, then at the drop of a hat, they could release a virus that could wipe us out. It's just that simple.
Perhaps. Maybe. Unless, yeah. I mean, again, there's some that question how virus. I mean, obviously, bacterial viruses and stuff are different, but yeah, they
Well,
could.
I know bacteria exists because when my son was 8,
Yeah.
I sent him back to school after 2 weeks of having the chicken pox.
Yeah.
And within 3 days, I thought I was dying. And
Yeah.
I actually had adult chicken pox.
Yeah. It's a lot worse.
So,
Yeah. I mean, I remember chickenpox spreading around the school. Yeah. I mean, there's difference between is it
and
bacterial
that's a virus.
viral, isn't there?
That's
Yeah.
actually that's the herpes virus. It's
What
part of
is
the herpes
chickenpox?
family. Chickenpox, yeah, it's part of the
Oh,
herpes family.
it makes sense actually if it attacks the skin the way it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cold
So,
sore by all account.
well, there's two kinds of cold sore. You
Yeah.
can, I remember reading somewhere 1 in 4 people in Canada has herpes. So if you're going there on a holiday, be very
Oh,
careful.
yeah, definitely.
They're a bit free and easy there in Canada with their loving.
Yeah, it seems to be the price to pay for promiscuity. Hey, is that
Well,
right,
that's
mate?
right.
Yeah, promiscuity. Yeah. So, yeah. Are you on Twitch, by the way?
No, no.
Oh, you did make. You left a comment about my Twitch. Said, didn't weren't you? Yeah. Is that
No,
right?
when you were saying you wanted people to pop on and
If they
say a
want,
few words, I went to that link and then I scrolled back and saw that you had this the SteamYard link. I thought, oh, that's the one.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not. I've not gone live. I mean, I wouldn't expect anyone particularly to sit up for another 2 hours and watch it, but I will be putting. I'm putting a one on which will stream for a couple of hours after this, just to yeah. I don't really know a lot about Twitch, but see if there's
We'll
much of
be,
an audience over there. There is a good
well, at the
channel.
moment,
Yeah.
we're at different time zones. We're out of daylight savings, and I'm assuming you're going into daylight savings. So it's
So we're in the
pushed us
summertime
2 hours apart.
now. Okay, so you're about you say eight,
It's
just gone 8 a.m.
Yeah, 8:12 it is here. So
Yeah.
when you were streaming a month or so ago, we were still on daylight saving, so it was earlier. Even though it was still 7 o'clock in the morning, it was 6 o'clock in the morning. So it
Yeah.
was easier for me to get on. That's why I was late today because I'd only just got back from dropping my husband at the station.
Okay. Okay, I see. He's still working and everything. I remember you mentioned him
My husband
before.
works in a hospital, so
Yeah, I remember you saying, yeah. Yeah. How
he's
is
responsible for raising all the cost centres for paying for this whole thing,
okay, I see.
costing billions.
He's what, sorry?
It's costing billions.
Oh yeah, I bet it is.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, but have things over there in terms of the big virus, is that all kind of quietened down? Or
Well, I'm living my life pretty much normally, and
Good.
so are most people. You can go out for dinner. There's not a lot of concerts and what going on at the moment because they haven't been able to organise them because they were all cancelled for such a long time.
Yeah.
But things are starting to get really back to normal. I choose to, if I'm in very close quarters with other people, I choose to wear a mask.
Okay.
Um, I have only an emotional reason for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do believe in the virus. I know some people don't think it exists, but I believe it does exist. I was poo-pooed when I said on your channel that I believe it escaped after gain of function research, and it's behaving exactly as you would expect as a virus that had escaped from gain of function research.
Okay. So you think it was
It's
something
just
that they
evolving.
were developing, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
thoughts of the thing was that they were uh, planning on getting rid of their problem in China. They have, what is it, 1.5 million people in custody because they have a religion that the Chinese don't like,
Okay. Is that
and that
um
I believe that I believe they were
Buddhism?
planning on just having a bit of an influenza go
Yeah.
through that encampment, but before they had a chance to get it all sorted, it managed to escape. I mean, there's a
Possibly.
number of labs all around the world that do gain of function research. And
Yeah.
Fauci is the one that stopped the ban on gain of function research in America. So they're all back at it. So there'll be another pandemic, pretty
Yeah. I
quick
imagine
smart.
that we haven't seen the last of it.
Oh no, it's a way to control us. Look, I mean, I really was terrified.
Yeah.
I just heard about, like I said, I was leading an ordinary life, just disliking Meghan Markle and watching every little thing she got up to like a hawk.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit, and I was scared out of my mind. And it was only because I started doing research on YouTube. And once you watch one YouTube thing, it shows you something. It says, "What about this?"
Right.
And then I
Oh
sort
yeah.
of discovered other channels that were saying, "Hey, wait a minute, we might be being duped here."
Yeah.
So, yeah, I I do
Very nice.
believe it was maybe it was an accident, maybe it was.
Okay.
I
I
don't
do like to hear. I mean, I like to hear other people's thoughts and takes on it. It's not necessarily one I'm. Well, I've got opposing views, and that, but I do believe you have to keep an open mind on things, and I'm certainly no expert on like, you know, germs or anything. So yeah, it's always good to hear, another side of it. So thank you. But yeah,
Well, maybe somebody else would like to have a bit of a go. It's
oh,
always
I'm
me,
always
gas
happy
bag.
to. I'm happy to speak to anyone that wants to call in. Yeah, but I massively appreciate you taking the time to do so. And I think I probably said something similar last time you called in. Congrats on your on doing well in last week's quiz, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, thanks for taking part as well.
It's great. All right. Well, I'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah,
Bye
most
bye.
definitely. I will be back next Sunday either way. But yeah, I'll see you soon, Michelle. All right.
Bye
I'll talk to you
bye.
soon. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, huge thanks to Michelle. I really appreciate uh, well, all of you either taking part in the live chat and most definitely people coming who want to try calling in. I'm going for about another 10 minutes before I will be going over on to Twitch afterwards, although I won't actually be on there. I'll just be replaying a video that I made years ago. I have, yeah, so I'll catch up with the live chat. Reboot the Matrix. Greeting, welcome to the live chat. If anyone wants to pop on again just before I go, the link is tinyurl.com/BZ0305, which is the 3rd of the 5th, today's date. You've got about 10 minutes before I shut down. I think Reboot says, just catching up now. I've got my teenage daughter convinced of it. She's telling her friends. Diana is Odin Rothschild. Interesting. Odin Rothschild. Oops. Diana, wow. Is this who we're saying? Oh, they wouldn't let me go on that for some reason, but an interesting picture though. Is it? I'm guessing it's the... Oh, won't let me. It is more than a passing resemblance. Another person, actually. Oh, who's that? I can't think of their name now. It's a British sports personality. Sue Ryder? No, not Sue Ryder. Barker, I think. I could have completely the wrong person. No, it's not Sue Barker. Sue Ryder. And they look just like Megan. Not Megan, they look just... No, wrong person. It is a female sports person. Fourth picture at the top. Sorry, reboot. I will scroll back and have a look. This was the picture of Odin, wasn't it? Fourth picture. This one? Yeah. You can... what's their story, though? Are they still going? In fact, she looks like quite a few people that are in the public eye. Let's see. I don't know. Princess Diana still alive as... Okay, it looks like the Daily Star have actually covered this before. Princess Diana still alive as wild claim emerged of a woman with same features. Oh. I guess this is someone's video they put up. Of course, as someone else commented once, David, you're being censored. Sorry to hear that. I think the live chat will automatically block any words of swearing or anything that could be an insult. Right, hang on, we will watch this in a minute. In fact, this could be a video I will play out on in a minute. I don't know how long it goes on for. It's only 52 seconds. We'll watch it. Yeah, reboot. It's great to have all of you. How's your channel, my friend? Are you still uploading stuff? I know you covered a few of the sports hoaxes. If you were watching earlier, we had a look at the Liverpool Man United protest. People are wearing a surprising amount of black in that. Right, okay, we'll watch this in a minute. Bear with me.
Tunnel with no solid divider between directions of traffic. Police in Paris put it on the back of a flatbed Renault truck with flashing lights, and once affixed to the truck, look at the onlookers hanging onto the edge of that precipice. It was driven away. There's the recognizable back end of the Mercedes sedan, and there is the unrecognizable front end after what must have been what almost to a person, everyone who was on the air as 90 degrees, was a high-speed collision there in Paris tonight. Dodi Al Fayed dead, Princess Diana dead at the age of 36. Terrible car accident. The President of the United States was...
Oh, that ended abruptly. Yeah, really interesting actually. I hadn't heard of that comparison before, but it's a difficult one to ignore, definitely. Some people believe, is it David Tennant or Game? Reboot. Fair enough if you've got stuff going on. But yeah, always enjoyed your videos, so hope you get back to it soon, mate. But I've got some really good stuff to come back with. Reboot, if you want, spend 5 minutes. You can join me, go to StreamYard, tinyurl.com/BZ0305. hide your camera. You don't have to share your camera. Just share your audio. Let us know. If not, not to worry, because I am going to be closing out in a few minutes. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be trying Twitch in a minute. I have no idea how to stream over there. All I know is that, well, I'm going to be basically putting on a 2-hour video and leaving it to it. I probably won't be monitoring the chat. I don't expect too many people to tune in. So with that in mind, I'm going to start winding down. And I would like to say, first of all, an extra big, super special thank you to Michelle from Oz for joining the stream and sharing her thoughts. I really appreciate what they've done there. Really appreciate everyone who I didn't mean to do that. Reboot, yeah, I did not mean to. I was trying to scroll through the chat to see who to give my thanks to. Right, okay, let's go back over everyone who's. I tried to say hello to appreciation to everyone who's dropped into the live chat. It started with Alice Wild, then David, Karen Miller. Hope you're still with us. All three of you, because you've been here since the beginning, if you are. David, Linda Mack, Marie Ellender, Alice Wild, Random Games, Michelle from Oz, Crazy Hippo Lady, CC Jelly, Angela Tate Clown Reality, Callum O'Connor, CC Jelly, and of course Reboot the Matrix. I don't think I've missed anyone out. Super special thank you to all you guys. Oh, COVID Vids, of course. Great to hear from you all. Reboot said, I love you, Bobby, but I've got to download too many apps. That's the great thing about StreamYard. You don't actually, you can do it all from the browser. You literally just have to go to the link. It'll ask you to share your video and audio. You have to say yes, and then you can automatically switch off the camera and just have your audio. But it is really easy. You do not need any additional apps, depending on whether you've got a microphone. But not to worry if you can't do it. I just always like to, yeah, always would like to actually talk to you one day, because I think you and I have covered very many similar videos. But another time, perhaps. Yeah, Michelle says StreamYard is easy. And if, yeah, it does make it easy. I did do a little tutorial video. Either way, I'll be back in 2 weeks with another open line. So if you don't make it this one, if you don't make it on for this one, if no one wants to pop on in the last few minutes before I close down, you will have another chance in 2 weeks. It is literally all done through the web browser. You do have to allow permission to your camera and mic, and then you can shut off the camera. Yeah, Michelle, me too. I'm the same. I always the front camera on any phone or any device never looks particularly flattering. It sort of warps the image. Right, I'm going to go over now onto Twitch for 2 hours, although I'm not going to be doing much talking. I will introduce it. I don't think anyone will watch it. David, her off Walking Dead Series 1 and saving Jacob for the double of each other. Huh. Why am I missing that? Sorry, I'll just catch up with David's comment. Not swearing, just talking about masks. Phil Wright asks, Reboot, were the United protests staged? I certainly think of course they are, because if they weren't, they wouldn't have taken place, I don't believe. We still have our bit of footage up where everyone's wearing all the same colour. Oh, I got too many tabs open. Right, guys. again, massive thank you to everyone. I will be back next Sunday for another live stream. Of course, I did Monday this evening, but I don't know. I may do one now, Sunday night YouTube, Monday night Twitch, or something like that. I'll see how it works out. But I am keen to see if I can get Twitch going, to see if there's much of an audience over there. So, Phil says about the people staging the hoax, MIB, Men in Black. Yeah, absolutely. The crisis actors always seem to be wearing them. Right, if you are free and you want 2 hours, I'll be over on Twitch. I'll just share the link now. I'll be jumping over, starting on there in about 5 minutes. It will be a video I made back in 2007. Hopefully they didn't close it down for copyright infringement. I'm pretty sure the film I played was so old that they shouldn't do. But yeah, I'll be over there in about 5 minutes. Good night, everyone. Extra special thanks to everyone who joined, especially Michelle from Oz for joining the show. Massively appreciated. See you next week, and good night for now. I'm ending the broadcast. Cheerio all.